So, we've talked about the emotional body. Where do we go next? The mental body, your mind and the thoughts, which we've already discussed, can be influenced by your emotions. It's always the emotions, I find. Now, the mental body is also a big one because this is where we hold one of our belief systems. And I'm not talking about spiritual beliefs, this comes later. This is the belief, or lack of, in self. So, if we've been through any sort of trauma in this lifetime, there will be times when we question who we are. So, if I was to throw that question out to you now, what would you say? Now, let's make it a little bit more fun. How about you're not allowed to describe yourself using a label? You can't just use what you do for a living, or who you have relationships with, or a hobby. Who are you without those labels? It's not easy to answer, really, is it? We spend so much time being so-and-so's mum, dad, daughter, partner who does X, Y, and Z. It's hard to remember who we are at our core. To make it even more interesting, we have beliefs about ourselves which are self-deprecating and sometimes not even true. How many times have you said, I can't do that because I'm not, insert self-deprecating word, enough? Now, that word can be smart enough, brave enough, attractive enough, rich enough already. Who told you that you were? How about if we stopped looking at all the reasons we can't and started looking at the reasons we should? Firstly, like thinking we're enough in every aspect. So, how do we solve this problem? 3 words. I'd say simple words, but they're not really that simple. Neuro-Linguistic programming. Come again? What does that mean? Well, neuro means the brain. Linguistic means language. And most people know what program means. So, yeah, we're going to reprogram our brains. No, I'm not crazy. And yes, this does work. It's even a scientific term. So, the brain can't actually distinguish fact from fiction. And like we've discussed before, all of the 5 energy bodies are connected. So, have you ever taken a sick day from work and then you get sick? Or you feel a little bit off, but you keep repeating it how ill you are until you feel terrible? You basically reprogrammed your brain. If you repeat something enough and your brain can't distinguish fact from fiction, it will eventually become more of a reality than a thought process. Have you ever really admired someone for their confidence? Do you wonder how you get to be like that? You believe in yourself. So if you don't have the confidence, or there's another area where you feel you might be lacking, how do we fix that? There's a wonderful tool I use, which is from a fantastic program called Access Consciousness, and it's called a clearing statement. You take the areas where you don't feel the best, and you simply use the statement on them. You reprogram your brain. Now, I've used these for a good while, and they work. You just keep repeating them until the feeling feels lighter, or even better, you start believing in yourself and you no longer need them. When I first stepped into this work, I used to use clearing statements before I went to sleep. In fact, all of the tools I'm showing you are what I use to improve my own life and the lives of my clients. Before I went to sleep each night, I would recall my energy, clear it down, do emotional release, and repeat in my head my clearing statements. It became a great bedtime routine and much kinder on the soul than scrolling social media. So this is the clearing statement. Anywhere that I have believed I am not enough, I clear from my mind, right and wrong, good and bad, all 9, POC and POD, shorts, boys and beyonds. Now, how you use it, where I took that pause before enough, is you insert the word you've been using to put yourself down. So there's some fancy words right there, but what do they mean? Well, according to Access Consciousness, who wrote them, all credit to them, and I must say it's a fantastic program. This is what they mean. Right and wrong, good and bad. What's good, perfect, and correct about this? What's wrong, mean, vicious, terrible, bad, and awful about this? What's right and wrong, good and bad? POD. POD is the point of destruction, immediately following whatever you decided. It's like pulling the bottom card out of a house of cards. The whole thing falls down. POC. POC is the point of creation of the thoughts, feelings and emotions immediately preceding whatever you decided. All 9 stands for the 9 layers of crap that we're taking out. You know that somewhere there's 9 layers, there's got to be a pony, because you couldn't put that much crap in one place without having a pony in there. It's crap that you're generating yourself, which is the bad part. You created it, so therefore you can change it. Shorts. It's the short version of what's meaningful about this, what's meaningless about this, what's the punishment for this, or what's the reward for this. Boys. Boys stands for nucleated spheres. Have you ever been told that you have to peel the layers of the onion to get to the core of the issue? Well, this is it, except it's not an onion. It's an energetic structure that looks like one. These are pre-verbal. Have you ever seen one of those kids' bubbles pipes? Blow here and you create a mass of bubbles at the end of the pipe. As you pop one bubble, it fills back in. Basically, these have to do with those areas of our life. The areas where we've tried to change something continuously with no effect. This is what keeps something repeating ad infinitum. And the last one is beyonds, are feelings or sensations that get to stop your heart, stop your breath, or stop your willingness to look at possibilities. It's like when your business is in the red and you get a final notice and you say, you weren't expecting that right now. So those are the clearing statements, those are what they mean. I strongly suggest you write your own. Go through them, work out where you feel you might be lacking, write it down. It really does help to journal it out, and then use these clearing statements as a mantra. Then you can reprogram your brain and become the best version of you possible. I will include in the description a write-up of what the clearing statement is so you can fill it in and make your own. Like I've said, I've done this for a while now and I prove they work. I've tried them with clients and they've worked for clients and they've also worked for me. So give it a go. What have you got to lose? So we've cleared the emotions and we've reprogrammed the brain. Where are we going next? The spiritual, and that will be in my next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and if you do have any questions, just pop them down in the comments and I will be checking them regularly and I will get back to you as soon as I can.